What we do here is go back.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Content Cuck. Today we're going to be taking a look at the lean, mean, green, shitty machine Dream. Now I've kept you waiting long enough, so without further ado, let's get straight into the content.
All ends with beginnings.
In July of 2020, Dream was involved in a controversy where Jschlatt, who's a fellow YouTuber, a very small YouTuber, I'm not sure you've ever even heard of him, was criticizing the CCP on, I believe, one of Dream's streams or servers. But basically, Dream's fanbase somehow found this controversial despite the fact that the CCP literally abuses humans.
The Japanese houses I see on TikTok, it's the CCP.
Yeah. I don't think... Are they still in power? Is it still the CCP?
Oh, of course they are.
Have they been doing any more of those Sparrow sides recently? I'm a big fan when they did that.
I don't know. You know, I haven't caught up with them in a while, but I'm sure they're still on their wacky hijinks.
Yeah. Last time I tuned out, they had like that Mao guy. Zidong.
Oh, no. Well, he's gone. He's gone.
What? He was the best character.
No, the Z guy is in now, and you know, don't tell anybody this, but he really hates it when you call him Winnie the Pooh. Like, oh my God, we're probably anybody who's broadcasting this conversation just got banned in China. Like, holy shit! Do not say Xi Jinping and Winnie the Pooh in the same sentence.
And they got hashtag Jschlatt trending on Twitter. They demanded that Dream ban him from his Discord, in which Dream, of course, ended up listening to them because if he didn't, they were just gonna continue to tell him to do it. And also because Dream has no grip on his audience whatsoever unless he's telling them to do something that he wants them to do instead of doing something that he doesn't want them to do. Now, this is just one example of many where Dream gives in to his audience. He gives into all the pressure that he feels from his stands to do something when in reality he doesn't. But because of all of this, it just shows why Dream has no grip on his audience whatsoever. And as we go further into the video and I show more examples, you'll see why.
We've come too far.
A while back now, Dream was involved in this controversy where in one of his manhunt videos, I believe, he used a song called Navajo Race, which is a Native American Indian sort of song. And a K-pop stan on Twitter called him out for it, which, as we all know, is the most important opinion when it comes to racism on Twitter. And Dream responded by saying he was sorry, he wouldn't do it again. The problem with this situation, though, is Dream had been caught in a similar situation beforehand, and the problem is how he responded the last time. Before, Dream was caught in a controversy where he was using Indian war cries in one of his videos, and it was a manhunt video again, as I believe, and people got mad at him, and they were like, this is racist, you can't be doing these things, and you can't be saying shit like that.
Viva la resistance! Let's go! Let's go!
Alright. We come back at
Dream went into hiding, like he always does, behind his private Twitter, and started saying shit like, if you're offended, unsub, if you're offended, fuck off, shit like that. Later on, he obviously apologized because damage control and because he doesn't want to lose subscribers and shit like that.
I woke up and the first thing I see is people messaging me, telling me to kill myself and that I'm a horrible person, I'm a racist, and all this stuff from us yesterday during the war stream. Doing a war cry whenever somebody donated to me and said, do a war cry. And then I did a war cry, and then so did Sapnap and George. And so the first thing that I woke up to was that, essentially. And that's not something fun to wake up to. And I got upset, and I tweeted out, like, if you're offended, F off, or something like that. And obviously that's not to the people that are offended by me doing a war cry. There was a tweet about it that is fine. It was respectful. People were being respectful about it and saying, like, they're offended and that it's appropriating Native American culture and stuff like that. And obviously, I have no intention to do that, and I had no intention to do that. I was referencing, and I think that both Saptap and George, when I asked them, they thought the same exact thing. SpongeBob, when SpongeBob goes victory screech, and other times did other stuff like that. And so people got offended by that. Again, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend anybody, and had I not woken up to people calling me a racist and that I don't deserve support and all stuff like that, I probably would have just replied to that original tweet and said, hey, I'm sorry for, you know, offending you. I didn't mean to. What we did was not meant to be offensive. We were just referencing SpongeBob.
And obviously, this shows just how fucking fake Dream is and how he literally hides behind a mask. He's also joked about buying slaves. He's also defended his love for the word retard for some reason. And it all shows that Dream is pretty much living a lie, and the only reason he puts up this persona the way he does is because he's afraid of losing subscribers and he's afraid of just losing fans in general. My advice to Dream is, if you want to say all these things, just go for it. Don't feel pressure from anybody. Just do it. Who cares if you lose fans? But I can understand, because at this point he's gotten so used to the money and the fame, he obviously does not want to let that go, because obviously it would hurt his ego, and that's just out of control at this point, and there's just no stopping it now.
She's up all night to the sun. I'm up all night to get some.
Before I get into this section, I want to offer my condolences to Technoblade, who was actually recently, well, probably not recently as of now, but he was recently diagnosed with cancer. And I offer my condolences, and I hope he gets better, and I hope he's able to beat this fight that he now has to deal with cancer. Now, getting into the actual problem that involves Technoblade, or rather his fans and Dream stands, is that Technoblade and Dream got into a battle at some point in Minecraft, of course, not in real life. And basically it was a competition in combat, and obviously Technoblade won because Dream doesn't do combat much in Minecraft. He's more used to speedruns and like roleplay and stuff like that.
Okay, the times are turning, the times... No! What? No way! No way! No! No! My goodness! Yeah! Bro, no way. Oh no! Technoblade, you animal! Techno never dies! Techno, congratulations. You just won $100,000.
And because Technoblade won, all of Dream's fans got all pissy about it. They got super angry. They fucking spammed Twitter. They harassed fans and stuff like that. And again, it shows Dream has no fucking control over his audience whatsoever at this point, because he continues to let it get to that point. But in simpler terms, Dream has let his fan base get away with so much shit that at this point they feel they can just do anything they want, and Daddy Dream won't be mad about it. Obviously, Dream denouncing it and condemning it won't stop it 100%, but at least condemning it and saying it's not right will at least stop some of it and show some people who don't know that they're doing wrong that they're doing wrong. But Dream just continues to let them do it. As a matter of fact, sometimes he encourages it rather than condemning it.
She's up all night for good fun. I'm up all night to get lucky.
There are several examples out there of disgusting fan fiction, cosplay, and art of Dream and some of his underage friends. One, however, who I believe isn't underage is George Not Found. Now, Dream addressed this weird fan art, when it's more than weird fan art, it's gore, it's underage porn, pretty much just fucking yaoi at this point. He addressed it as weird fan art, of course downplaying it like he fucking does to everything, and claim, oh, it's not that bad, it's just small accounts and shit like that. Now, Dream, if you're okay with it, I mean, if you're kinky like that, completely fine, I don't care. But you need to take into the account the feelings of your friends. One underage friend who he has is Tommy Innit. And Dream cannot just completely deny all accountability of it when he's saying shit like 16 is legal in the UK to his underage friend. That does not make it better. No, that actually is making it fucking worse.
Me, and I speak for me and Turbo and everything, all this, I've not been on Twitter very much over the past week, and it has been great. But boys, any of this not safe for work, like sex-related fanfic, whatever that is on the Wattpad or on Twitter, I am not comfortable with that, and I do not endorse it. I just thought I'd have to say. I thought it would have been obvious because I'm a child, but I thought I'd just let you all know. Because I haven't ever formally said.
Your gift keeps on giving.
Dream is very aware of the large fan base he wields, and sometimes he uses it, well, I should rather say abuses it. And one example of many of this is him trying to rig the mob vote. One time, however, he did it successfully, and that was last year. Last year, there was a mob vote during Minecon, I believe. It was either Minecon or Minecraft Earth. And he rigged the mob vote, told people to vote for, I believe it was Squid Game. I believe it was Glow Squid, if I remember correctly. And he told all of his fans to go vote for that mob, and of course they went to vote for that mob. What Dream ended up doing is pretty much ruining the mob vote for every Minecraft fan and every person who was interested in it. He later apologized, but he still needs to see just how big of an impact he has on some things. He tried to do it again this year, but luckily that was stopped by Twitter. They actually temporarily locked him out of his account and stopped him from tweeting for the entirety of the vote.
What is this I'm feeling?
A while ago, one of Dream's speedrun records was beaten by another speedrunner. I'm not sure which record, however, and basically, Dream stands got a little angry, and they started harassing the speedrunner. They tried to claim he was cheating. They tried to claim that he faked it, which is funny because Dream himself has cheated. And speaking of that, Dream also admitted to that earlier this year, but then deleted the admission of guilt and said that he didn't say shit, of course, because he's Dream. But when you take that into account, you really need to realize and let it sink in that he let speedrun experts and mods get dragged through the fucking dirt. He just let them get sent death threats. He let them get attacked because he didn't want to hurt his own self-image.
Dream's apology begs us all to move on from the drama. And the reality is that we have. It's been 6 months. So why is he in his bathtub at 4 a.m. bringing it up again? It's because earlier in the day, moderators rejected yet another run of his for cheating, his 1.15 world record speedrun. Gotta say, it's some really interesting timing for him to suddenly become apologetic about the situation. Let's talk about the apology. Dream starts off by explaining how he hired a developer to write a mod for his patch 1.16 challenge videos, and Dream says it was for convenience, because he didn't want to waste so much time acquiring the ender pearls needed to beat the game. So, in his own words, he used this mod in his challenge videos for the exact same reason why someone would use it to cheat a speedrun. To save time. Dream claims that this mod was used accidentally in his speedruns, and it follows from his behavior that he also never noticed that this mod was being used. But if you've ever watched a speedrunner stream before, you'd know this sounds pretty fishy. Speedrunners constantly fixate on the random elements of their game, particularly when the time losses or time saves are significant, and speedrunners play these games for thousands of hours. When your luck is 1 in 7.5 trillion and you're an experienced speedrunner, how can you claim to not notice that something's wrong? Let's permit him the fact that it is technically possible to accidentally play with cheated mods. But even if you did believe that, to not notice it over numerous streams, and then, after being called out, not even entertain the possibility that the drop rates were modded, when you'd been using a mod that does literally exactly that, is not realistic. This is also a mod that he personally hired someone to make for him, but he claims to not understand how it was affecting his game, and it was an accident that he used it in his run? That's not remotely believable. Dream comes across as attempting to muddy the waters and deflect blame to the modder for his own mistake. At the end of the day, though, it's not difficult to notice when there are mods affecting your game, and it was his job as a speedrunner submitting a time to notice it. If I were caught modding my game and had submitted my run, I would be embarrassed and apologetic. I wouldn't attack moderators while my enraged fan base goes wild, all because of my own mistakes. It's also important to note that as the drama was unfolding, the speedrun moderator team did ask Dream to see the contents of his mods folder. In a Twitter thread, Dream claimed that he provided moderators with everything they asked for. Dream then immediately contradicted himself, writing that he wasn't able to provide them with the mods folder because he overwrote it. The moderators state, however, that Dream told them he deleted his mods folder in frustration after hearing their accusation. How does it make sense that he deleted one of the few things that could support his innocence out of frustration that he was accused? In the apology, Dream plays victim. Despite claiming to regret the situation, Dream took numerous jabs at and deflected blame to the moderators. Dream stated that rejecting his 1.15 run after 11 months was dumb, but he also says it was understandable. Well, which is it? The apology is filled with these confused attempts at empathy. He states that the mods were extremely unprofessional, but that it's understandable because they're just a group of volunteers. He also calls them out for not asking for his mods folder sooner after the incident. But they're not paid to do that. They have jobs and lives. Worst of all, Dream calls them out for not being impartial enough, claiming that the situation played out so poorly because they could have been more friendly with him. Let me remind you that they posted a report about probabilities, and that this was his response. Needless to say, Dream really doesn't come across as giving a shit about the moderators at all, and the situation was summed up really well on Reddit. Dream acknowledges that he dragged the moderators through the mud and was an asshole to them, and claims to be apologetic. Yet despite the fact that his fanbase has been actively shitting on anyone stating that he cheated, including myself, for the past 6 months, Dream only chose to come clean now, after moderators rejected more of his runs. Dream implores his fanbase to stop sending hate to those who have called him out, after he weaponized them against those people, and then idly stood by for the past 6 months as they hurled abuse upon others in attempts to defend his supposed innocence. Dream claims he never told the truth sooner because he figured the community had been through enough drama. But an apology such as this, which deflects blame, attempts to build sympathy for himself, and tries to convince his community to move on immediately after more of his runs are rejected for cheating, only serves to create more drama. In my opinion, his motive for making the apology was the same as before, to baby rage because his runs got rejected. It doesn't come across as sincere. I think it demonstrates a pattern of lying, and I don't think he deserves your sympathy. At the end of the day, I'm just glad I can meme about everything without getting contradicted by Dream stans. But still, I really don't get it. He's a great player, and just like Cotton, people would respect him more if he were just honest. I've accidentally cheated in a video too. I made a Hollow Knight video where one of my charms was glitched, and I didn't notice. When someone told me, I acknowledged the mistake, and we moved on. If you're not an asshole, avoiding drama like this really isn't hard. But it seems like some people will never learn.
Obviously, this isn't even the first time that his fans have sent death threats. There's multiple occasions of that happening, and I'll show you another one as we go on. But back to the speedrun thing, his stans have also caused several speedrunners to quit entirely because they're tired of the harassment and they're tired of the bullshit from the Dream stans. Here's one clip from a former speedrunner. Actually, I don't know if he still speedruns or not, but here's one clip of him talking about it, and him talking about getting harassed by Dream stans simply for speedrunning.
I have been personally impacted by these people. They've been in my comment sections, in my DMs. I see them everywhere on Reddit, on Instagram, on Twitter, on YouTube. They are very, very vocal, but they're also a minority, and I'm not here to just outright attack all of Dream stans or all Dream's fan base. That is not my goal at all. I really want to make that clear. But with that being said, I'm here to address the fact that there is a lot of toxic behavior being maintained in Dream's fan bases. And I know it's not just Dream, there are other fan bases out there that definitely have their fair share of toxicity, but really, Dream's fanbase in the Minecraft community is quite a large portion now. They are very, very vocal, and they do hold a lot of controlling interest on Twitter. When you scroll through Twitter, you'll see timelines of threads, just giant threads of people being attacked for no reason, mostly, or sometimes very trivial reasons, and it's very blatant, and I feel like paints a bad picture on the Minecraft community. Seeing all this hate being spread around and all this disunity, it really does paint the Minecraft community in a poor light, and I really want to change that. Now for the first part of this video, I do want to mention exactly why I'm making this video and exactly where I'm coming from with this video, why it's actually being made. And it's because I've actually been impacted by the toxicity of these dream stands. I have been receiving a lot of comments, and I've been receiving a lot of DMs in Twitter, and my comment sections have been getting flooded a little bit ever since I made one dream related video. So we'll get into more detail later about exactly what that means. But I also wanted to make this video because I'm not the only content creator who has to go through this. I've actually seen a lot of other content creators. I've done my sort of research, I guess, and I've talked with other YouTubers, other content creators, and they've also had this similar sort of hatred that they've seen in their comment sections. They've been receiving it on Twitter, and they've been receiving it on Reddit and in other places as well, Instagram. And it doesn't matter what content creator you are. If you're in the Minecraft community, whether you're a big YouTuber or a small YouTuber, it doesn't matter. You are still open to being attacked by these sorts of people. And I feel like that's disgusting. It's kind of unbelievable that years ago we never sort of had this sort of toxic behavior in the community. The Minecraft community used to be very, very chill and very, very wholesome. There was nothing really wrong with us besides maybe except few, but they never really were as vocal as they are today in this new resurgence of Minecraft as a trend. Now let's be real for a second. I really love the Minecraft community. I really love where it is at the moment. I do think there needs to be a lot of things fixed though, because it's going in a bad direction as I see it. But I really do love the community. I really love interacting with you guys, especially on my comments on Twitter, on Instagram, on Reddit, in my Discord server. It's really fun to interact with you guys. You're very positive, and I really love it. And I really love if everyone could see that. But the issue is that there are a lot of toxic dream stands that are just tarnishing this community and making it something that it's not. And I want to give you an example here just to maybe help things sink in. So imagine that you're in a classroom and there is someone disrupting the teacher and they're just being an overall nuisance. I mean, everyone knows this sort of person. Everyone has one of them in their lives. But let's say that the teacher decides to punish the whole class because of one person acting like a nuisance. Now, that's really unfair, and it is. And that's sort of how this community will be treated if we have a few toxic people making us look bad. That's the point that I'm trying to get across, that a few people will ruin it for everyone else. That's a sort of thing that goes on in society in a lot of places, and sadly it's now happening in this Minecraft community. Now before I get on to talking about my own channel and what's been happening here, I'm going to tell you a few examples of content creators who've had to sort of take the brunt of this toxicity of all these toxic dream stands, because I'm going to look at the speedrunning community for Minecraft. Now, it's a very, very nice community, and it always was for a long time, and the problem here is that a lot of dream stands jump onto speedrunners' videos, any speedrunner video that is of Minecraft, and they just immediately say they're copying Dream. They're immediately hitting back at them in the comment section going, oh, you're copying Dream, you're doing speedruns, blah, 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 etc., etc. And this sort of thing is very, very discouraging to a speedrunner because, I mean, speedrunners are just there to speedrun their favorite games. They're just having fun, and especially Minecraft speedruns, there's really no harm. It's just all fun and games, and a lot of people are being attacked purely because they are speedrunning. There are some people who cheat, and yeah, there is a little bit of grey area there, and I'm not going to step into that. But for some people, I know some content creators who genuinely don't want to come back to the Minecraft speedrunning community and make speedrunning videos anymore because they're just really afraid of how the dream stands are just going to hit back at them and attack them for so-called copying content. But really, speedrunning has been around for ages. Dream didn't invent Minecraft speedrunning. So the fact that all these dream stands are trying to defend Dream by saying, oh, yeah, you're trying to copy Dream because he did speedrunning, now you're doing it. It's really sickening. Some of these people, I know some content creators who've actually been speedrunning before Dream, but now they just sort of said, nah, I'm done. I'm not going to do it anymore because Dream has popularized it to the point that it's impossible to do now. That is the real issue with Dream stands being really toxic towards other content creators, is because now people are feeling really restricted and they're feeling really demotivated, demoralized from making content. Imagine that, you now can't make certain types of videos because another content creator has already done that. And that is my problem right now, and that's where I'm going to lead into my channel, is I made a video how to do an MLG water bucket in Minecraft. And obviously in parentheses I put in like Dream because, you know, I'm trying to cash in on the trend as well. I'm still a YouTuber, I'm still trying to gain the algorithm a little bit. And for the most part the video actually did quite well. But it did attract a lot of Dream stans who had a differing sort of view, and they were really toxic in my comment sections, telling me that I was a fake and that I was unoriginal because I was using Dream in the title. And they didn't really watch the video, I'm guessing, because the video itself was quite original. It was an original idea that I came up with, and I was happy to make that video. It was just a little fun video to make, and it still got a lot of hate, which was a bit annoying because I did put a little bit of effort in that. And I know a lot of people are probably going to say, Fizzy, you shouldn't be fixating on these comments. I know there's going to be a lot of negative comments on my videos, but just look at the positive. That's what people might try to tell me. And yeah, there were actually way more positive comments than negatives. I'm going to say that outright. I definitely enjoyed reading a lot of the comments. There was a lot of encouragement and it was really nice to see. But just a rule of thumb for everyone who doesn't really know what it's like to be a content creator is that negative comments always stick out. And they will always really, really demotivate you, regardless of how much attention you're getting. That's just a problem with a lot of content creators personally. Like, I've seen other YouTubers, even big YouTubers who've got millions of subscribers, and they get a bit discouraged when they see a few comments on a video when the majority of their comments are really good. Negative comments will always stick out and they will always be like a sore thumb to YouTubers. Now, as I started seeing all these comments rolling in, I was like, you know what? I'm going to move on, live and let live. I'll let these comments roll in. I'll continue making my content because, you know, I can just ignore the hate. There's nothing wrong with that. But as the video started gaining more and more views, more Dream stans started making their way onto my channel, and therefore also more toxic people started coming onto my channel, and they're going onto my other videos and they're leaving nasty comments. And some people even found my Twitter, because obviously my Twitter is linked on my YouTube in every video and also in my about page. And a lot of people actually came onto my Twitter and started following me because of that video and because of the videos I make, which is very nice. I love to be able to interact with my subscribers and be able to hype people up for upcoming videos. That's why I have Twitter. But I also have open DMs in case people want to shoot me messages for collabs or whatever. So some people took advantage of that and went into my DMs and started telling me these really vile things that I couldn't believe, honestly. I'm going to be saying a bit of a trigger warning for the next segment of this video. I'm going to, cut this off right now, and we'll get into the next part of this video because I feel like it needs to be discussed in its own sort of light. So, yes, just a trigger warning before we get into the next section because there is a little bit of things we have to discuss. Now, what I was alluding to in the previous segment was that my Twitter DMs were receiving a little bit of hate because I made a Dream-related video, and also because a lot of these people were basing it off my other content as well on the channel, which if you watch my videos, you'll know that it's fairly original. I try to be as original as I can. We can talk about that a little bit later, but anyways, people were coming into my DMs and telling me things in the vein of, you should die and you should kill yourself, alongside things like you copy Dream and you should kill yourself because you copy Dream. And I don't even understand, like, where do you begin to understand that? Like, it's honestly beyond me how people are able to hate on a Minecraft video. Like, it's very, very strange. And I'm just gonna say it for people who are concerned. I'm alright with these messages, okay? I'm alright after having received them. I'm not feeling down or anything. If anything, I'm just a bit angry, not because I've received them, but because people have this capacity to hate that much over such little things. That what if other content creators are also getting the same thing? And what if other content creators are out there who are maybe not as emotionally resilient or maybe a little bit more susceptible to these comments? What happens when people tell these YouTubers or these content creators who maybe aren't well equipped to deal with hate, telling them such vile things in their personal messages, in their comment sections. Because I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't just Twitter DMs. I also got them in my comment sections, but I just thought, yeah, they're not good, they're nasty. But now that I'm getting them directly in my messages, that is direct harassment, and it's unbelievable how people can do this. So I'm just really passionate right now, obviously, because some people have things going on in their personal life. Some people might feel like they really don't want to be around anymore, and when they see these sorts of comments or when they receive those sorts of messages, sometimes it validates what they've been thinking the whole time. And then what happens then? Then you have really, really bad consequences. I'm not going to entertain them, obviously, but just know that by saying these things so, I guess, openly and without really understanding the weight of your words, these toxic people, toxic dream stands, could really hurt someone. It could really cause harm to not just individual people, individual content creators. It could also cause harm to the wider community, because imagine if something like that came out as a story, and the Minecraft community would literally be painted in a very negative light for a long time. It's not something I want to see happen, but if this keeps going, if people keep doing this, if people keep going around and telling people these sorts of things, you never know what can happen. So I'm trying to be very proactive right now with this video and trying to raise awareness, and I'm a bit heated right now, okay? I'm a bit really annoyed at exactly where we are right now, the state of this community, because it's almost like this toxic behavior is being not encouraged, but more so enabled, because no one has really given it any light. No one has shed light on it, and I'm not trying to hate here, but I'm going to mention Dream specifically. I don't see him addressing this issue. I don't see him going around and making the point that people shouldn't be toxic. If you're a fan of Dream, don't be toxic in his name. That's all he'd have to say. But really, he hasn't done anything like that. And I'm not fully aware because I don't watch him on Twitch or whatever. But from tweets and from his videos, I haven't seen anything. Now, people tell me, oh, Dream doesn't have enough influence to control everyone. Dream can't control all his toxic fans, or Dream shouldn't take responsibility for his toxic fans. But really, he should, because he does have influence that he could use to maybe drive down some of the hate. You can't get rid of hate completely. That's just a part of society, really. You can't get rid of hatred. It's always going to be there. It's a malignant sort of thing. But Dream could at least use his influence to try and maybe quell a lot of the toxicity that people try to pass on through his name. So that's what I'm saying. No hate on Dream, but I definitely think not just him as well, but a lot of people should start addressing this more the way that I have, because I haven't seen anyone talk about this. I haven't seen anyone talk about specifically the negative consequences that could happen to individual content creators who have to suffer to this hate, or to the wider community that would have to take the brunt of this hate. That's what I'm trying to say right now. So I just want to mention quickly before we get off this video is that I have made some mistakes in the past. I'm not perfect. No one is perfect. That is a given. No one in society is perfect. No one in this Minecraft community is perfect. So no content creator is perfect, I should also add. Everyone has made their mistakes in the past, and I believe that people can learn from them. Obviously, cancel culture is very anti-progressive in that sense that it doesn't reflect how people have become better than what they were, how people have learned from their past mistakes. I myself have made a few mistakes, and you could probably find them in my old videos maybe. You could find them in my timelines on Twitter. You could, if you scroll far enough, you could probably find a lot of things about me that you didn't know, both good and bad. But whether people see those mistakes or not, it doesn't matter to me, because I myself know that I have changed. I am not the person that I was when I made those mistakes, full stop. I just really wanted to highlight cancel culture because I feel like some Dream stands on Twitter specifically are real advocates for cancel culture, and I'm trying to highlight the fact that it really doesn't help anyone. It's just a disservice to everyone, really. It doesn't really lead to anything much than damaging someone's reputation for doing something that they did in the past. And I do want to mention that some people do make mistakes in the past, but some people have also learned to be better than what they were when they made those mistakes. Some people have learned to change since they made those mistakes. Some people have taken on board criticisms. And people like that shouldn't be cancelled because they're obviously a better person than what they once were. And as for people who are being actively cancelled, people should just give them the opportunity to learn to change. People should give them the opportunity to realize where they went wrong so then on their own terms they could become a better person. So then we could have a more harmonious society and not a bunch of disunity and a bunch of divisiveness in all sorts of communities, especially the Minecraft community. So that's really where I want to leave it. I've hit everything I wanted to hit on my little... I've got a sheet of paper right now that has like a bunch of notes that I wanted to tick off as I went with this video, and I believe I've done it all. So that's pretty much everything I want to mention. I'm just going to say that I'm not here to attack, stigmatize, or generalize all of the Dreams fan base because I know they're all not bad. I know a lot of people are really, really nice. I know this because I've interacted with them. They watch my content. I'm not some outsider. I've had some insight on how these Dream stands treat people, and a lot of them are really nice and really wholesome and really chilled out people. So I know that. Please do not use this video again, and I've said this so many times, I feel like I'm just a bit worried that I'm coming off wrong, but despite what the thumbnail says, despite what the title says, really, I'm not trying to attack Dream stands in general. I'm not trying to attack Dream at all. Now, anyways, I'm going to round off this video, so thank you all so much for watching, and please do share this around. I really feel like a lot of people need to see this or hear this because, I mean, obviously, there's not much going on in the video. It's really just a commentary. So, yeah, please share this around so more people can hear what I have to say, I guess. Maybe we can bring some more awareness to this issue. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.
If you wanna leave, I'm with it.
In March of 2021, Dream stands decided that they had had enough of this ironic gimmick account on Twitter by the name of Awesome Nintendo Facts. Now, what did he do, you may ask? Well, Awesome Nintendo Facts had the heinous opinion of thinking that Dream being in the top 100 most subscribed to YouTubers was undeserved. So, how did Dream stands react to this, you might ask? And it's pretty clear what they did. They sent him death threats, they attacked him, they threatened him, and they locked him out of his Twitter account for about 12 hours, I think. After this, Dream responded by downplaying it, like he always fucking does, saying that it's not that bad, oh, and you're just mad because they watch my content. Oh, no, you know what, Dream? You got a point there. You might actually be right. I do think they are just mad because they watch your content. No, it's not the hundreds of fucking death threats that they have sent to people and because they're little fucking assholes. No, you know what? You're completely in the right here, buddy. You're correct.
Yes!
He also compared people to children because they were complaining about getting sent death threats. Oh, I thought my fan base was the children. What are you talking about?
You must have subscribers that are little fucking children.
Dream denouncing shit like this that isn't gonna make it stop 100%, okay? But it will at least stop some of it, okay? You just have to be aware of your fan base, man. It's that easy. Look at fucking PewDiePie. He has over 100 mil. He can fucking do it. Why can't you? I like how he denounces shit like this, somebody literally getting fucking death threats, but when a hashtag shooters for Dream pops up, he won't say anything about it, like at all. Earlier this year, Dream got into a small beef with this YouTuber by the name of Swan. But the problem with Dream here is that when you really think about it, none of that would have really come to light if Dream hadn't made that Discord situation public in the first place. For those of you that don't know, let me give you a quick rundown. Dream made a comment on Reddit where he was talking shit about Swan. He's talking shit about Swan, talking shit about him. You follow me? Good. Now, basically, Swan made his account Dream. So like he had the Dream profile picture and the name. The thing about this is that John Swan denied all of it. He said, oh, it was just like a relative or some shit that did that, and they just had access to my Discord account or whatever. And basically Dream and John Swan went back and forth for a couple of days until John Swan finally admitted, I'm a fucking piece of shit, and it was actually me the entire time, and I was just playing this up more than it needed to be. So John Swan let his friends take bullets for him. He let them take dives for them, and basically defend his ass for shitting on Dream, basically. Kind of similar to Dream, you know, letting all those, you know, speedrunning mods, you know, get sent death threats and shit. But I think I think John Swan's is actually worse, because with John Swan, the people taking bullets for him were his actual friends. Anyways, that's just a quick rundown of the entire situation. But the thing about it is, nobody knew what the fuck John Swan did on Discord with, like, the whole Dream profile picture and everything, until Dream made it public in a Reddit comment. Dream was like, oh yeah, this dude's bad news. He impersonated me on Discord, whatever the fuck, some bullshit, I don't remember. But basically, none of it would have been public if Dream hadn't done that. Another thing is that, if I recall correctly, I'll see if I can find it here, the evidence for it, but I believe Dream said that John Swan said the N-word on his account, but there was no proof to back that up. I still have not seen proof of John Swan saying that while impersonating Dream, so I don't know.
We're up all night to get lucky. We're up all night to get lucky.
Now, this is a big one, and when you see exploiting children, I don't mean just, you know, using his fan base to do shit. No, this is like dead ass, like labor, like this is some criminal shit, dude. So let me get my shitty script right here just so I can give you the full details on what happened. You may be familiar with the music video for Dream's song Mask. Very, very shitty video. I wouldn't recommend watching that. Basically, when the music released, everyone just dogged on it because it looked like a shitty FNAF fan game, and I'll have to agree, and I'm literally wearing a FNAF shirt right now. The company that actually made the animation for the music video is known as Fire Productions. And funny enough, they're actually a Minecraft animation team, not like a full-blown fucking, you know, like Pixar type shit. I don't know what the fuck I just said. That doesn't even make sense. The team is also made up of a couple of 16-year-olds who, at the time, were actually taking their finals. It was their finals week, so if you don't know where finals are, you should, but finals are basically where you're given this final set of exams if you're in school. School. That should be self-explanatory, but whatever. So that, combined with the bullshit deadline that Dream gave them, and he also did give them a deadline, I forgot to mention that, to complete the shitty music video, and it still wasn't even fucking good. So the bullshit deadline and them being in finals obviously added a lot of stress, and that's obviously going to make the video, you know, look like dog shit. It made it look like ass, you know? Here's a literal screenshot, if I can fucking find it again. Here's a literal screenshot on screen right now of an employee at Fire Productions talking about the terrible treatment from Dream. Another employee also came forward and showed the process of the character design and animation. So this is all legit, or I hope it's legit. If not, I just got fucking pranked. This is all like an elaborate prank, and I just got fucked, you know? So not only did Dream exploit these 16-year-olds and give them a strict deadline during their finals and force them out of their comfort zone, but he also likely paid them very little for their work. Boy, Dream really does love kids, huh? You know, he just loves his fans, you know, just like little kittens. So basically, Dream exploited these kids, these 16-year-olds, to make this shitty music video. You know, it wasn't even good. And they're a Minecraft animation team, so they'd never worked on anything like this before. But he gave them a very strict deadline to have it due. He forced them out of their comfort zone during their finals week. And he also, I don't know, like, what they were paid, but they were likely paid very little, knowing Dream's ego, knowing his fucking arrogance and shit. So that's a big one. This is one that I actually hope isn't true, despite me literally making a video criticizing Dream. Because if it is, that is really, really fucked up. I'm not even gonna lie. In conclusion, it's not a bad thing that people like Dream. I think it's actually a good thing that people have something to enjoy, they have something to watch, and something that they can, like, come home to after a long day of, you know, school, and watch a YouTuber that they enjoy. What I think is wrong, however, is harassing people over that creator. If you watch a creator, don't harass somebody because they don't enjoy that creator. Just enjoy them. You know, like my favorite YouTuber is, let's say, Liam Does Stuff. He's a like fucking incredible YouTuber. He made, you know, Ballad of the N-Word, shit like that. He's a great YouTuber. He's a pretty funny guy. And let's say my buddy Alex or some shit doesn't like Liam. And so I get angry and I go and I choke Alex out. Now you see, that's not the appropriate response, of course. The appropriate response is being like, okay, and then blocking. This is like being okay and then just, you know, going to a different topic. Don't harass them. Don't dox them. Don't send death threats to their fucking family, please. Because all of that is criminal, by the way. It's all illegal. And also, it's just an ass thing to do, you know? Now, one thing I'd like to share that I discovered while I was making this entire video is, and this is pretty funny to me, Dream talks all this shit. He talks so much shit on Twitter. He's always this big fucking bully all the time. But he's still too much of a pussy to show his own face. No, this shit is fucking hilarious, dude. He's like fucking Leafy covering his putrid chin, dude. He like talks so much shit. He bullies all these people. He says so much mean shit. He deflects everything. He's a sore winner. I also forgot to bring up, yeah, he recently won Content Creator of the Year. Congratulations, Dream, on winning Content Creator of the Year, even though I believe it is highly undeserved. And it should have gone to Scott the Woos. But he says all this shit, and he's just this pompous asshole all the time. But he's too much of a pussy to show his face. He just never fucking shows his face. If you remember, there was this, I think it was fake, but it's still a fucking meme nowadays. This fake face reveal of Dream, where it was just some fat dude at like a girl's soccer game or some shit. He was in bleachers, I don't fucking know. I'll leave you with this compilation that I made of a bunch of toxicity, you know, of Dream and his fan base and shit like that. So enjoy. Thank you for watching. I hope this was worth the wait. If you've been waiting, thank you, and I'll see you again eventually. Goodbye.
Ayo, Paris, this is hot, boy.
I wear a mask with a smile for hours at a time. Stare at the ceiling while I hold back what's on my mind. And when they ask me how I'm doing, I say I'm just fine. And when they ask me how I'm doing, I say I'm just fine. The fact is, I can never get off of my mattress. And all that they can ask is, why are you so sad, kid? That's what the mask is. That's what the point of the mask is. So you can see I'm trying. You won't see me crying. I'll just keep on smiling. I'm good. And it just keeps on piling. It's so terrifying, but I keep on smiling. I'm good. I've been caring too much for so long. Been comparing myself for so long. Been wearing a smile for so long. It's real, so long. It's real, so long. It's real. Always being judged by a bunch of strange faces. Scared to go outside, haven't seen the light in ages. But I've been places, so I'm okay-ish. So I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay, bitch. But the fact is, I need help, I'm failing all my classes. They think that I need glasses. I just really wish that I could pass this. Wish that I could pass. That's what the mask is. That's what the point of the mask is. So you can see I'm trying. You won't see me crying. I'll just keep on smiling. I'm good. And it just keeps on piling. It's so terrifying, but I keep on smiling. I'm good. I've been caring too much for so long. Been comparing myself for so long. Been wearing a smile
not been on Twitter very much over the past week, and it has been great. But boys, any of this not safe for work, like sex-related fanfic, whatever that is on the Wattpad or on Twitter, I am not comfortable with that, and I do not endorse it. I just thought I'd have to say. I thought it would have been obvious because I'm a child, but I thought I'd just let you all know.
Yo, also this merch right here, my guy, this shit's fucking ass. What is this? You charging $50 for a motherfucking water bottle with a smiley face on it? What is your problem? I've seen better shit at the fucking thrift shop. That's a good song.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.